Students, today what we are going to do is the second part of pair t-test analysis of hypothesis testing. This is a parametric testing, and we are doing paired sample t-test. Under paired sample t-test, I welcome you all, semester 2 students, to the unit 5 class of research methodology. Paired sample t-test. Now, what is paired sample? It means that there are two samples, but we are trying to find out a, a kind of effect of intervention on the same sample. That means before and after test. So, it is used to compare two means for a within group design, a situation in which every participation is in both samples. That means if there are, if there are if there are two samples, so one sample is going to be before and the other is going to be after. Now before after ke beech mein what is the difference that we are trying to put an intervention. So we would try to find out that how that person behaves, how that person answers the questions in the first sample, and how he answers in the after the intervention, and then we try to analyze it. This is what is your paired sample t-test. That means we are taking the same participants, and the samples are dependent. New terminology is distribution of mean difference, and different scores would be taken because there are two samples. So we would be having x1 as well as y1, and we would be having x2 as y2. So let's take an example. In this, again, steps for hypothesis testing. The old hat. I would like to wear the old hat always, because this old hat helps you in understanding that in whatever condition you are, or in whatever similar situations you are, you have to follow certain steps. Now, what is in which condition you are just now? You are trying to find out parametric testing of parametric hypothesis testing. So what are the steps? The first step is to identify the variables. Then you state the hypothesis. Hypothesis is the probable relationship between two variables. Then you characteristics of the comparison distribution. Then you take the critical value, and then you calculate the your own value, and then you decide. What will you decide? That whether you are going to reject the null hypothesis, or you fail to reject the null hypothesis. If you reject the null hypothesis, naturally alternate is going to be taken, and if you fail to reject the null hypothesis, so this null hypothesis would be taken. Going further, I am paired sample t-test. This is an example. So, does studying in the exam room help? So, there is a question. I have a debate with a research assistant about context effects in studying for exams. She believes that she does far better when she studies for an exam in the same room as she later takes the exam in. Matlab, if she's studying in the same room in which the examination is to be taken, then she performs better than otherwise. I told her that I could see it either hurting or helping students. We agreed to have a group of 5 participants complete two highly similar math exams. Half of these participants studied for and completed the exams in the same room, while the same other half were in different room order, counterbalanced. Data for same and different rooms are below. Now, for the same room and for the different room, there are 5 students, which you can see. There are 5 students, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So these 5 students, this is in the same room, this one is in the same room, and this one is in a different room. So when they are in the different room, we are trying to find out the different scores. See, the analysis is in mathematics, you have to make the things simpler, and you have to make it more digital. Digital, I do not mean your computer wala digital, it means numerical. You have to make it a single numerical. So how am I going to make it a single numerical? By taking out the difference. So I remove this particular same one and different one, and I try to find out the difference between x minus y. Paired sample t-test, again wearing the old hat. Does studying in the exam room help? This is the problem which we are doing over here. Does studying in the exam room help? So what we do is we identify, then after identifying the distribution identification होता है, and test and assumption अलग होता है. So population में which are the different populations in this? Exam grades when studying and testing are in same room. Population to exams grade when studying and testing are in different room. So distribution mean of difference score, distribution of mean differences. Test and assumption data is on interval basis, probably not random selection because it is very small data, and sample size of 5 is less than 30, therefore distribution might not be normal. After that, the second point of hypothesis testing, we state the null and research hypothesis. Now, what is the null hypothesis out here? So, null hypothesis is this one, HO. Studying and testing in the same room will result in the same grade as studying and testing in different room. That means if whatever room you study, you're going to get the same grades. And alternate hypothesis or research hypothesis is going to be this one. Studying and testing in the same room will result in a different grade than studying and testing in different rooms. Is it clear to you? This is the second part of hypothesis testing, when second step of hypothesis testing. Paired sample t-test, determine characteristics of comparison distribution. Population mean यहाँ पे आपका क्या है? Naturally it's going to be 0. Why it is going to be 0? That means आप exam room में पढ़ो or you're studying in the different room. The difference is the same. And there is no difference. The difference is the same means there is no difference. And the sample mean is going to be 11. And different score we are taking. See, the mathematics is so beautiful. It has tried to reduce the data. It has tried to reduce the data of the two paired sample tests into one. And how they have reduced the data? By taking x minus y. And then we after taking x minus y, we take out the average or the mean of this particular sample, and the mean of the particular sample comes to 11. When it comes to 11, when we are going to find out the deviation from it. So deviation means score minus mean. So 11 minus 11 is going to give you 0. Then what is written over here? I can't see. Minus 15 and 11 is going to give you minus 4. Similarly, we have got deviations, and then then we will take out the standard deviation. While taking out the standard deviation, we are going to square the deviation scores, and deviation scores when they are squared. So what we are getting is the sample standard deviation, that is 4.301, and sample standard error, that is going to be 1.923. These are the formulas which have been used in t-test, and so we use those formulas. Does studying in the exam room help? Now what we are going to do is you determine the critical value. Can you see over here that mu is 0, sample mean is sample standard error is 1.923, and sample mean is minus 11, and n equals to 5, and degrees of freedom is 4. So degrees of freedom is nothing but n minus 1, and n is 5, so 5 minus 1 is 4. So determine the critical value. तो 0.05 the alpha value is 95%, and our hypothesis is non-directional, so our hypothesis test is two-tailed. So degrees of freedom as I told you earlier also, that degrees of freedom is taken on the vertical axis, and alpha value is taken on the horizontal axis. Both of them, they cut each other. The degrees of freedom 4 and alpha value of 5 cut each other at 2.779. That is going to be the critical value. Paired sample t-test we are doing now. What we have taken out is ये आपका, this is your mu m, that is sample mu m, not sample, population mean. Then we have taken the sample mean, then we have taken the sample standard error, and then the sample mean. And I have tried to now we put it on this particular diagram. So the critical value is 2.76. Now 2.76, if we put it on the normal probability curve, 2.76, this is the zero value, and 2.76 is going to come over here, and plus 2.76 is going to come over here. And the shaded part is, because it is a non-directional test, both the sides are to be taken into consideration. So the shaded part is the area where we will if the calculated value comes in the shaded part, so we will reject the null hypothesis. Paired calculate the test statistics. Test statistics is calculated by taking the same the student's t-test formula, that is m minus mu m divided by standard error. So minus 11 minus 0 divided by 1 minus 1.923, and the answer is going to be the calculated value is going to be minus 5.720. Then now you have to make a decision. How are you going to make a decision when it is minus 5.720? You can see that minus 5.72 is coming over here. Can you see this? When it is coming over here and your cutoff value or the critical value is minus 2.776. Wait a second. Your critical value is 2.776. So 5.72 is coming on the extreme side. So when it is coming on the extreme side, we reject the null hypothesis. So we make a decision. The sixth step, we make a decision where t equals minus 5.720, which is greater than the critical value, which is equal to plus minus 2.776, comma, hence we reject the null hypothesis. If you remember, students, this is the APA format which I have explained you in the other videos too. And that was the end of our paired sample t-test. Just remember one thing, paired sample t-test is just like before and after, or we can use in this particular problem that 5 students are finding it good to study in one class, and the other students are finding it better to study in the second class, and then giving exam in some other class. So when such kind of a data is given to you, then paired sample t-test is used. Thank you.